Alright, we're just yapping with some Holocure. Let's get right into it. I was trying to think of things to talk about during this session, and the big one is I've been watching flats react to people talking about the state of Overwatch, because at this point it's gonna become the country of Overwatch if you just keep talking about it long enough. It's gonna become a sovereign state. It's gonna be great. It will have its own laws. Overwatch coin will become the standard currency. But one of them talked about an Overwatch show, and I couldn't help but wonder whose story would I like to see if Overwatch were to make a show. And my first thought, surprising even me, was I would love to see the story of Widowmaker before she was turned to Widowmaker, like her and Gerald, and really send home how tragic of a backstory it is. So you truly see just how in love they are. So I think that could be a good one. But also, I just think an Overwatch show would do a lot of good for how many characters are in the world of Overwatch that just aren't playable, so we just never hear or see from them. It's because it's not like they got a comic coming out. So I think a show would do absolute wonders for Overwatch as a whole. It's just, I don't know, who would front it or headline it or get that ball rolling. And I mean, it's also a world where it's just not a good show, unfortunately. But I can't help but wonder, yeah, who's the story would be. You could do one about Diva and the Mecha Squad. I think that could also be super cool. And you could see the other people in the Mecha Squad, like Demon and others. I can't remember the other ones' names. The only reason I know Demon is because I really want Demon to be playable in Overwatch. But so you could also do it with Kiriko's crew. I don't know why, but I always imagine with one of the bigger crews, and as the story they would choose. Even though that doesn't seem like maybe Diva and their Mecha crew I could see feasibly happening. But oh god, I'm doing so bad right now. But I don't see with Kiriko and her squad. Granted, I do wonder if a show about Kiriko could maybe help save some of the ire that fans have gotten with her. Because a lot of people do not like Kiriko. They are not a big fan of her. Which, yeah, I mean, she's getting all the skins, and poor Venture fans finally got a skin. It's and I feel they're so 50-50 on it. I don't know how to use my item. Yeah, I wonder if you did a show about Kiriko and really showed her character in a good way. Because I look back and a lot of her voice, she kind of comes off as cocky and not in a good way. She just comes off as mean sometimes. Which is probably another reason as to why people don't like her. I also think her, if I remember correctly, a lot of her lore just kind of doesn't make sense. Yeah, I can't wonder if a show would help with that, or maybe, or even a spin-off game. Imagine Overwatch spin-off games where you could that focus a lot on some of the other characters. Dude, imagine a Dig Dug game, but you play as Venture. That sounds like it'd be such a cute game. Or maybe not, I don't know. I feel there's better examples. Dave the Diver, but Venture, and you're looking for fossils rather than fish. That actually sounds kind of cool. My other thought I've been having recently is, so Sonic, I'm assuming everyone here knows who the hell Sonic the Hedgehog is, but he has such a big roster of characters, and a part of me feels if Shadow the Hedgehog did super fucking well, it went to the moon in sales and everyone adored it. It was the best Sonic game to come out this year. I can't help but think that maybe we could get more games that are focusing on Sonic, the rest of Sonic's cast. Obviously Sonic would still be the main one. I don't think it would be suddenly it's Sonic and Friends constantly all the time getting new games. But I can't wonder if it would make it so where those types of games happened a bit more frequently, or at all. Because I don't know if we ever really got more games like that, but Shadow the Hedgehog. Because I can't help but think I can't help but think that like a Blaze game, like a game focusing on Blaze, would absolutely be awesome, especially if it took place in the Soul Dimension, and then you could see maybe see like even like the counterparts like Sonic's World and Blaze's World has. Like you could have, like instead of Green Hill Zone, you have like Blue Valley area. I don't know. I just think it would be a really cool idea to explore, and I think a part of me still like has copium that Sega will do that. Even though I don't think Blaze is high on their priority list of like really pushing these days. But you know, a man can dream. A man can dream. So I just beat Assassin's Creed Odyssey yesterday, and I was thinking about how like I guess I was like doing like a review of the game in my own head, and I was wondering like what could it benefit from, and I couldn't help but think that it could really benefit from something like the Nemesis system from Shadow of War. And when I originally had this idea, I thought of it through like like for the cultists, like the main bad guys, but then I realized the story kind of falls apart if you use the Nemesis system for that. But then I thought, oh, it would work really well for the mercenaries, like especially if you could give them a bit more personality and like actually have interaction with them, which is another thing I wish they had with the cultists. Like the interactions that you have with your antagonists in Assassin's Creed games, I think are really important to the story, especially like after you kill them, you have that dialogue with them, which is completely absent from Odyssey. But back to Mercenaries, I think something like the Nemesis system would really benefit how Mercenaries worked in that game, because they were truly just kind of there. It was like, we need some kind of like GTA Star system, so we'll have these Mercenaries come after you. So it didn't really feel all that fleshed out, and I think a Nemesis system was really fleshed out. It could have made it where, like, some of these Mercenaries were really memorable characters. Hell, have Kumail Nanjiani voice one of them, like you did in Shadow of War. But of course, the Nemesis system is freaking trademarked by Warner Brothers, so I don't think that's happening anytime soon, unfortunately.